We're both on video, right? Okay, thank you.
I'll wait for you to shut the door.
Children. Fucking annoying.
That's the next pod we're doing.
Yes.
It's fucking annoying our kids
Children.
are.
Yeah, they're annoying.
We got a lot of material for that one.
Welcome to Eat Wine Whenever.
Wait, who are you?
I'm Lori.
I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
Another fun episode.
Another fun episode in the life of three housewives.
Mm-hmm.
It's frightening.
Real housewives.
Yes,
Not
real
real
ones.
housewives.
Yes.
But
Let's reiterate that.
Do we have some would you rathers?
We do. All right. Would you rather discover your friends don't like you? Well, I don't really care. Or your boss thinks you're bad at your job? I don't care about that either.
well, not having a job helps that.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. All right, so what's your answer?
I'm going to say friends, because if they don't like me, then we shouldn't be
There
friends.
you go.
And I try to do the best I can at my job. So I don't ever want my boss to think I'm not good at my job.
I agree. I'm right
Right?
there with you. Same. Yep. Same.
Yeah. If you don't like me, there's the door.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
I kind of feel the same way about my boss, though. If he doesn't think I'm doing a good
that's
job,
right, 'cause
I
you know
agree.
you
just
are.
tell me. See
I
ya.
agree.
Right.
But sometimes bosses don't, and I'm not saying this about my bosses now, but I have had bosses in the past that don't acknowledge how good you are at your job.
Yeah, I get that.
Just because they're assholes.
Yep.
But again, this has nothing to do with my bosses now.
Kelly's just going to reiterate that.
I am.
Just in case
I
they're
mean, I
listening.
think most people who know me would know what boss I was talking about. Even my current bosses. I don't hide it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have your significant other look through all your text, chat, email history, or your employer?
Oh, you want to go?
I'd say my significant other. I don't really have anything to hide from him.
I'll say my significant other.
Same
Okay.
for you? Oh, yeah, might as well since you don't have an employer.
Yeah, well, I don't have an employer. That's right.
We should probably stay away from the work one. But I don't want my employer to see what I'm texting my friends at work about possibly other employees.
That's right. Not
But
that
Eric can see it all.
Not that you ever would, Kelly. No.
No, she would never
All
do
right,
that.
Just don't look at the messages on Instagram.
There you go. Would you rather have the worst hangover you've ever experienced, but the funniest night of your life, or never have a hangover but never experience a funny night?
Oh, I'll take the hangover.
I'll take that.
I'll
Fuck
take the
yeah.
hangover.
I just thought about our night in AC.
Now they have the IV. We can just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck
that's a good
that.
idea.
I'll take the hangover.
That's a good
my
idea.
God.
Okay. Would you rather wear a constantly changing outfit? Does everybody wear a constantly changing outfit? Or a constantly changing hairstyle? Well, I do both, so.
We have to pick one. I do
don't
both.
care.
Well,
My hair is never the same. Well, my house hag outfit is always the same, but
your house hag outfit. Can you elaborate on that a little bit
It's
for our
what I-
listeners?
it's what I have on.
Well, they can't see you.
It
So
is an old long sleeve t-shirt that's paint splattered and old Aeropostale sweats.
Just the fact that you said Aeropostale.
Yeah.
Dates it.
Yeah, dates it, and they're complete with the dog hair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's it.
I guess would you rather have an ever changing wardrobe or hairstyle?
Yeah.
I'll say wardrobe because my hair, I pretty much do the same thing.
I want control over my hair more than I do my clothes.
Yeah, well, you pretty much do the same thing too.
I do. I do.
Okie dokie. So, how about this?
So we're talking about some hot topics, some of the goings on.
Yeah. I didn't know about this.
Oh yes.
Hailey Bieber's sister Aliyah, arrested for assault. Who is their father? Alec? Billy? Who's their father?
Billy.
Okay.
Billy's
Billy
their-
Baldwin is their father.
Billy Baldwin's their father. And did you hear what the assault was?
No.
She threw a dirty tampon
Oh.
At the bar staff.
at the bar
Oh, what a...
during a bar altercation.
So she was in the bathroom. The employees let her use the employee bathroom, even though she wasn't supposed to. They were being nice about it. And she just,
Probably because she's Billy Baldwin's daughter.
yeah. And she just wouldn't get out, and she was just causing a problem. And the girl went in a couple times. I saw an interview with the girl that she threw the tampon at.
Oh my God.
And she took the tampon out and then flung it, and it hit the girl in the face.
That is vile.
That is
What a
vile.
piece of shit.
That is
That is
vile.
So, I have a little thing from TMZ. They have a little video on, and she is getting kicked out the back door, and she's like sliding down the steps, being kicked out.
As she should be. Listen.
Yeah. It's not
Obviously, she was under the influence of something.
obvious.
So I
And
guess
she was probably in the bathroom using. I mean, I shouldn't accuse her of that, but if she wasn't coming out of the bathroom, she's in there doing something.
Busy.
yeah, I'm just
But never in my wildest
like, who thinks of that?
dreams, like, not even as pissed off as I could ever be pissed off, or fucked up as I could ever be fucked up, would the thought even enter my mind.
No, that's nasty.
That's nasty.
That's nasty shit.
Yeah. So, girl, you need to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So, they had the booth from Holstein's that was sold.
Oh, the
for
booth from The Sopranos
Final
final
scene
episode.
of Soprano,
Yes.
where we don't exactly still know what happened to Tony, but when the lights, when the TV shuts off, or whatever, the camera shuts off, that booth that they were sitting in, they auctioned it off.
Yes,
On eBay.
On eBay.
They were going to use the money to do a renovation. They were hoping for $20,000, the owners. And did you find the final number?
I did.
The last I had looked, it was like, I think I heard like $820,000.
Come on!
Yeah.
I thought it was 80.
No.
Let's see.
Wait. You know what? That was last week. Let's look it up.
82K.
Oh,
Okay.
I was
I
gonna
was like,
say,
wait a second. Maybe you're right. I
there's
knew there was
some
an 8.
renovation they're gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
My God.
That's it. 82K. Wait, I knew it was an 8. Now that you just
Woo.
said 82,000, and that's crazy.
It is crazy.
Good for them.
And they say that it was basically falling apart.
Oh, I'm
The
sure.
booth.
The
Oh, I'm
booth,
sure.
yeah.
It was probably falling apart when they did the
Exactly.
the scene.
Yeah, so this place, it's an old-fashioned ice cream parlor, and
It's in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Yeah,
But
Bloomfield,
what
New
it
Jersey.
was supposed to look like is an Italian restaurant.
A
that they were
diner.
sitting
Wasn't
at.
it a diner?
A diner. Okay.
I thought it was
Well,
a
Well, the little jukebox. You're right. It makes it
It
look
does-
like
a diner,
Like a
yeah.
diner. Yeah.
It does have a diner portion to it. When you walk in the front,
Oh, For
there's
real.
like old-fashioned candy and ice cream, and then when you go towards the back, they have burgers and sandwiches. So here you go.
Okay.
So there, it is like a diner. So the front portion of it is more like a store.
It's amazing that they never thought to auction that booth off before now, isn't it?
Yeah.
well,
like
maybe
after I mean, I know it's the 25th anniversary, but I don't know if I owned that establishment, I might have tried to get on that sooner,
yeah.
Well, I think that they've probably made a good portion of money off
just
of
from people
having
coming
it.
in.
Just
yeah,
from-
that's
yes,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
Off of having it.
Right.
So
So there's a reserved sign. Does that mean people couldn't sit at it? I wonder.
yeah, it's just they put that sign there, and then they have a little thing that a plaque on the booth that says reserved for the Soprano family.
Okay.
So I have a picture on my screen of the front portion of it. So it's like an old-fashioned diner with a counter and the bar stool seats, and then on the other side is, fresh things that you could buy. So
Remember the country store in Brick? Was that what
Yes.
it's called? And the
The-
big candy thing.
Wait,
when
was
you
it the
walked in?
general store?
General store.
The general
You're right.
store,
You're
yeah.
right. I knew the country store.
The
Country
gen-
store was something different. The general stores.
store, yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to come down from Chatham and make my mother bring her there every time she came down. She loved that store.
So, The Sopranos. The series scored 21 Primetime Emmys and 5 Golden Globes,
Wow.
2 Peabody Awards, among other accolades. Tony Soprano from The Sopranos was inspired by real-life gangsters, adding realism to the character. It was based off Vinny Ocean Palermo, is widely believed to be the real-life inspiration for Tony Soprano.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Tess just started watching that not too long ago, and I sit and watch episodes with her when I can. And I said to her, like, that was the whole point, I thought, of The Sopranos, one of them, that he was seeing a therapist.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
right? Like,
Yes.
because they wanted you to like him.
Right.
They
Yes.
didn't want you to dislike him because he was a mobster. They wanted you to like him, so they had to show a softer side. And
Well, he was flawed. He was very flawed.
yeah,
Well, aren't
and
we
who
all?
better to play his therapist than,
Yeah.
Lorraine Bracco.
Karen from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
great. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I just saw on ABC the morning news is.
Mm-hmm.
They are interviewing this week Jamie Lynn Sigler and Christina Applegate. They both have MS.
Oh, yes,
Yep.
they
and
do.
they're
Yeah.
interviewing both of them
Yeah.
this week.
So, Edie Falco, after Sopranos, she did the Nurse Jackie
Yeah.
from 2009 to 15, and that earned her another Emmy. She also adopted 2 children, one in 2005 and one in 2008. And she's performed in a couple plays, and she's putting on her production hat for Off-Broadway's The White Chip. I don't know
Oh,
what that's about, but that's
It's probably
interesting.
about AA, right?
Maybe-
If
I
it's
don't
a
know.
chip thing.
I don't know. Is that a
Oh,
thing? A
maybe.
white chip?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
You get chips
Oh.
in recovery.
And then
Maybe
Jamie,
it's not AA,
yeah.
some kind of
Mhm.
recovery.
Mhm.
Some kind of, yeah. Jamie Lynn Sigler, who played Meadow Soprano. She was in Mariah Carey's video "Through the Rain" in 2009. That's her one thing that she did before Sopranos.
Before. I'm sorry.
Sopranos, yeah. And she was diagnosed with MS at age 20.
Wow, that's young.
And she is best friends with Robert Eiler, who is AJ Soprano.
Yeah.
And
They have their own podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's it called?
It's I can't look it up.
All right. Well, it's all right.
it'll come to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will.
And I like
It's
the
something
podcast.
from Soprano. I think it's something that Tony said.
I don't remember. We'll figure it out. But it's a good podcast.
Yeah, it is. It's
so,
good.
Robert and Jamie Lynn both live in Austin, Texas.
They do?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
And she has, Sigler has 2 sons, Bew and Jack, with her husband, Cutter, whom she wed in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she went with like a country boy.
Yeah. And let's see. So there is Meadow in her Mariah Carey video.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Dr. Melfi, that's her name.
Yeah, Dr. Malfi, yeah. So, Robert, AJ, has starred on an episode of Law and Order, but otherwise he stepped away from the spotlight to pursue a career in professional poker world in Las Vegas.
He had a substance abuse issue, and I think
Yes.
that's why he had to kind of remove himself.
definitely
Yeah,
had
but he's in
substance
recovery
abuse.
now and doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Funny, Tessa's also watching Entourage right now, which I
Oh,
also
I
told her
love
to watch.
Entourage.
Her and her boyfriend, her and Andrew cannot stop watching it, and they only have 2 episodes left. They're like, "What are we gonna do?" But they just got past the point. She was saying, like, if Jamie Lynn Sigler breaks up a turtle, I'm gonna be so pissed, and I couldn't say anything. And then she came home to watch. She was like, "I can't believe they broke up." I said, "I know." That was I kind of hoped that would have lasted, that relationship, but
So,
Wasn't there a movie? Wasn't
Yes.
there was a movie,
yeah,
right?
that's what I told her.
Yeah.
So when the
The
I said, "It's
series
not
ended.
great,
No, it
but-
wasn't great. I don't know why. Can't we get like a
I think
reboot?
I
I would
think-
love an Entourage reboot.
I would love an Entourage reboot. You know what Eric said, though? I think it was the 7th season, so there were only 8 seasons. I know we're talking about Sopranos, but of Entourage, the 7th season gets dark. That's when Vinny, starts dabbling in things he shouldn't. I don't want
Right.
to spoil it for anybody who
Right.
hasn't watched it, but Eric said that he thought he remembered that one of the big writers, left the show to do another show, and Vince, the character Vince, Adrian Grenier,
yeah.
he started producing the show. He got more hands-on with it, and that season was not good.
Oh, okay.
But then the 8th season, it bounces back.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So Lorraine Bracco plays Jennifer Melfi, his Tony Soprano's therapist.
Yeah.
And like we said, she was in Goodfellas. And she narrated in 2011 the show called I Married a Mobster. And she starred on Rizzoli and Isles from 2010 to 2016. Made brief stints on Blue Buds. And in 2020, she purchased a home in Sicily for €1
Wow.
and documented.
Wait,
the
€1?
renovation.
What is that?
Yeah.
Well, it must have been run down.
Yes.
But what's €1 equal? Like
Damn if
a
I know. I
dollar?
don't even have
Like,
a
what's a
passport.
euro?
Yeah,
I don't
know.
leave New Jersey much. I don't
It can't
know.
be much though.
not much.
No.
I want to go buy a place for €1.
Yeah.
Seriously, Bill's close to retirement.
Yes.
He'll bang that shit right out.
Mm-hmm. So
We'll have to get a passport first.
Yeah.
Sure
she
you won't come home.
purchased a home in Sicily for €1 and documented the renovation on HGTV miniseries My Big Italian Adventure.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to watch.
I
that.
would love to watch that.
That was
I
very
like her.
interesting.
You know, I just saw her this weekend. Bill and I were watching Flea Market Flip. Have you ever watched that show?
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna say it sounds like something Lori would be
So
into.
she was on it with her sister, and it was her and her sister, and it was another celebrity. And they go to the flea market. They go to the flea market, and they get 3 projects that they have to do, and they buy 3 things at the flea market, and then they bring it back, and they have one day to make them what they want them to be, and then they have another day to sell them. And whoever makes the most money wins $5,000.
My friend actually won that.
I
Really?
love that show.
She
I
lives
would
in
like
Lake
to do
Pleasant.
that. I
Yeah,
said
I'd
to
love
Bill,
to do that.
I want to go all right, the one that they go to, the White Elephant in Connecticut looks amazing.
Yes.
But I
Oh,
said,
that's the flea market.
that's one of the ones that they go to get the stuff.
Mhm.
And then they usually try and sell in Manhattan, a flea market in Manhattan. But I don't need to sell our stuff. I would like to go find something in Collingswood or that's, I think, the closest to us,
it's-
right?
Now it is.
And
yeah.
make something out of it.
Let's go, Wendy.
You want to do it?
That's right up my alley.
You want to do that?
I mean, I'll come watch.
Wait.
I'm not very crafty.
We'll make your ass crafty.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do that. And
Okay.
we're going to film it.
All right, let's do it.
We're going to film it.
Okay.
We're not selling it, though. We're keeping it. We're going to put it on set. We're going to find something to put on set.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
Okay?
There we go.
Okay.
All
So
right.
we're gonna do one thing together.
Yeah. Oh, you
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, no,
We're
it's
it's
not a
gonna be
competition.
contest
There's
between the
no
three of us.
competition. No,
Okay.
no, no, no.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay.
No, no.
Yes.
We're going to do one thing together to put here on our set.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, that should be fun.
Okay.
We should go to Columbus.
Yeah, we can go to
Can we start right here in Collingswood? Maybe there's
All
something in
right.
our backyard. Why do we got to drive an hour?
We can go to Crackhead Flea Market.
What? What?
That's what we call it.
All right. Well, let's see what we
Before
find here
Crackhead
locally. I mean, while we're out there, we're going to have to go get pizza someplace.
Oh, there's good pizza places.
By Collingswood?
No.
No,
Columbus.
Oh, Columbus. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
brought you pizza from Columbus.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Kate
Want to hear a
Mouse.
funny story? Well, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay. She teases us like this
Yeah.
all
I
the
know.
time.
I can't, though. Somebody will get mad at me.
All right. So Michael Imperioli, who was Christopher Moltisanti, he was also in Goodfellas.
Yes, he was. He was Spider.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a narrator for the Sopranos prequel film, The Many Saints of Newark, which I haven't watched.
I didn't watch that either.
I watched it.
Was it good?
It was okay. I
I
don't know.
didn't hear it was very good, so I just never.
Yeah.
Matthew auditioned for it.
Oh, I remember that.
Matthew auditioned for it.
I remember that.
So as soon as it came out, I had to watch it because I had to see
who got the part?
who
that
got
he
the
had-
part.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was weird. So they had him audition for young Tony Soprano. And as we know in the show, James Gandolfini's son
Yes,
played
plays.
young Tony Soprano, but the younger version, the
right,
even
right,
younger
right,
version,
right,
right?
Even younger. Yeah.
So I started looking at younger pictures of his son, and he at the time Matthew auditioned for it. He didn't have red hair, but he had Matthew's build, a little bit chubby, just a little chubby,
Yeah.
round face
Yeah.
kid, which he could have. But Matthew didn't really have the attitude of
Yeah.
of
He
a
kinda
mobster. He didn't have that mobster attitude. He just
Right.
didn't have it.
So he co-hosted the Talking Sopranos podcast with former co-star Bobby Beccarelli.
Oh, Big Bobby.
Big Bobby, yep. From April 2020 to December 2021.
I never listened to that, but I would like to.
Yeah.
I never listened to it either.
91 episodes. The pair wrote a book together. Woke up this morning, the definitive oral history of The Sopranos.
Oh, I gotta read that. They wrote a book.
Yeah, they wrote a book. And he will, Christopher will make his Broadway debut in 2024.
I think I saw that. What is it going to be?
An Enemy of the People.
Okay.
And then he also, so here
He's all gray now. Wait, we didn't do Dre Demon.
I'm gonna.
Okay. All right.
So this is the book.
Oh, okay. Oh,
this
Bobby
is-
Bacala from
Yeah.
the show.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
Talking
Steve Sharif,
Sopranos.
okay.
That was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
podcast that
Okay.
they had. And then he also has a speakeasy
Where's that?
in New York City, the Upper West Side. It's called Scarlet.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's very
Is it
cool.
like behind like a door? Like you got to get like
No, it's
Probably,
not
right?
that involved.
oh, because there are some of those in New York
yeah,
City.
I
Yeah,
have them
yeah.
saved.
Yeah.
So when we make our trip.
Okay, good.
And then the reason that kind of started me down this rabbit hole, besides the
25th anniversary.
25th anniversary, the booth selling for an exorbitant amount, was a post that I saw on social media in regards to Drea Di Matteo, who played Adriana. She put out a post that she was on OnlyFans. So I was very curious about that. So that's kind of what kind of prompted this deep dive into Sopranos.
Because
So-
she said that's how she was making money at this point,
Yes.
right?
So-
Yeah.
But she must have made a shit ton of money on Sopranos.
I don't know because honestly, back in the day, like the residuals aren't what they are now.
No, I know, but even just being on the show at the time, think about that show when it was on. Everybody watched it. And she really, once the feds got to her, she was a big character.
She was a big character. What season did they kill her? Do you remember? I don't remember.
No, I don't remember that. So
Well, I think it might be the last season.
No,
right?
it definitely wasn't
No.
the last
I'm
season.
trying to think of what season Tessa's on because she's like, when are the feds going to leave Adriana alone? And I'm like,
Oh. Okay. Well,
I ain't saying shit about that.
Yeah.
So since Sopranos, she's had a number of roles. Sons of Anarchy, Desperate
she was in that?
Housewives, A
Oh, I
Million Little
remember her now,
Things, Paradise City. And then in the final season of The Sopranos, she was cast in Joey, the
Mhm.
spinoff of Friends, starring Matt
oh, that's
LeBlanc.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
She was
played-
his sister?
Yep.
Yes,
She played the
I
role of
remember that.
Joey Tribbiani's sister Gina for 2 seasons
Yeah.
before the show was canceled.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2020, the actress co-hosted a podcast, Made Woman, with lifetime friend Chris Kushner, who's from New Jersey, which often delves into the behind-the-scene moments from The Sopranos.
Is Chris a female? Is it Chris?
Yes.
Christine? Okay.
And
Any relations to Jared Kushner?
I know. I was
I
trying to
don't
think
know.
of how I knew that name.
Yeah, because
That's
Trump's.
Trump's daughter's husband.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. And then they also
They have a house in New Jersey, so I'm
I know.
curious to
I know.
They also, so here it is, their podcast called Made Women. And they also launched a mob-themed wine, Gangster Goddess. It's $48 a bottle.
Who's
Wow.
she in that picture with? Is that her husband?
This is her husband
Okay.
now. So, let's see.
Isn't it funny how all these things they did, the books, all the podcasts, everything's black and white and then a little bit of red,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So she is married to Michael Devon. He's a former actor and bassist of the rock band Whitesnake.
What?
Yes, that's who she's married to. That's the guy with the beard. Now,
He was in Whitesnake?
so she has a thing for the same look. Now, if you notice, I have a picture of another gentleman on the top.
Yeah.
That's a guy called Shooter Jennings, and he is Waylon Jennings' son. That's who she was with prior. They never married, but they did have children.
Okay.
So,
She likes the rocker look.
she
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
that. She's digging
Long
the
hair,
rocker.
beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go with your bits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So, more on her. Let's see. So, the reason why she says that she started on OnlyFans is because during COVID, she refused to comply with vaccine mandates. And in the aftermath of her speaking out about the mandate, the actress claims that she was dropped by her agent and almost lost her home over it.
I believe it.
And in 2015, her New York City apartment was destroyed in a gas explosion.
Oh.
She has reportedly been fighting with insurance companies ever since to get reimbursed.
From 2015?
Yes.
Well, that don't sound right.
And she's
No.
also been supporting a parent who suffers from dementia.
Hmm.
And in 2022, she sold a home that she owned in East Hampton that her parents custom built in 1992 for $3.1 million. The same year, she listed the LA home she has owned since 2004 for $3.6 million. But she did not find a buyer, pulled the listing, and still owns the home today
In L.A.
in LA.
But the other one she sold.
The
the
Hamptons
other one
one
she
sold.
sold for $3.1 million. Now, you know how you never really know what someone's net worth is, but you can kind of look it up. It says net worth $4 million. So,
Jeez.
how much did Drea Di Matteo make on OnlyFans?
I'd like to know what she made on Sopranos.
Di Matteo's OnlyFans account has over 119,000 likes. If even half that many people subscribed at $15 a month, she would be earning over $885,000 every month, minus the OnlyFans take cut, which is 20%.
They take 20%?
20%.
Fuckers.
So, OnlyFans net revenue for the year 2022 fiscal year, 67% was derived from the U.S. So, OnlyFans is basically mostly a U.S.
Yeah,
thing.
it's mostly...
It sounds to me like we need to be on OnlyFans. I mean, this is what I'm getting from this whole conversation.
Well,
I don't know what
Not
we're
if
gonna...
those fuckers are going to take 20%.
well, we could sell feet pics. That's about all we got going on, girls.
I
I
mean,
have nice feet.
I have
Alright.
I have cute hands.
Keep down.
I mean, they're kind of short and stubby, but someone may like them.
Yeah. So
I'll
it
show my
has-
elbow.
There you go.
Your weenus.
Yeah, your weenus, yes.
Yes, I will show my weenus.
So OnlyFans has over 50 million users and more than 1 million creators. OnlyFans has paid out over $2 billion to creators since launching in 2016. But 33% of the total revenue on OnlyFans come from just the top 1% of creators.
That's life. That's how life works.
Yeah.
The top 1%.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not sure if it was Sonia or Luann, but they were saying that I think maybe it was Sonia. She was saying, because she was just on Watch What Happens Live, right?
I didn't watch her, but I
She
saw
makes more on cameos than she does on OnlyFans. She doesn't really do OnlyFans anymore because she makes more on cameos.
So funny.
And you know what? Everyone's doing. I mean, all the reality guys, even the guys are doing cameos.
Yeah,
they're
of
all
course.
doing cameos.
I mean, you'd be stupid not to.
Absolutely.
Everybody out there in that world has some type of fan base.
right.
Yeah. So then we go to Tony Cicero, who was Paulie Walnuts Scultieri,
Mm-hmm.
and he died
He did?
Yeah, he's been gone for a
July
while.
8th, 2022. He was 79.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then we have Stevie
Van Zandt. He was on the East Street Band.
Yes, he was. And do you know that the woman who played his wife on Sopranos is his real wife in real life?
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And he published a memoir, Unrequited Infatuations, 2021. And now we have Vincent Pastore as Salvatore Big Pussy. And
He was the one that wired himself, right?
Yes.
So they killed him.
And yes, and then Junior.
Oh, Junior. Did he
Yeah.
wind
He's
up dying?
passed. I mean, in real life, he's gone.
Yeah.
I think he died. He died on the show too.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Did they kill him or did he? Because he had cancer.
Yeah, no, I think he just went.
yeah.
I think cancer
Now,
killed
does
him.
anybody know why he's called Big Pussy?
No.
Because he was formerly his early career as a cat burglar. And he also, so here's Steve Van Zandt's New York Times bestseller. And Big Pussy also launched his own pasta sauce.
Vincent's. Okay.
Vincent's in 2019. And,
I'm sure it's not doing better than Rayo's.
no.
No.
And
I prefer
was also
Victoria's,
in,
quite honestly. Rayo's is pretty good, though.
Bullets Over Broadway, he was also in.
Okay.
So Junior got his start in The Godfather Part 2, and he was in HBO's Boardwalk Empire and The Good Wife.
Uncle June?
From 2012 to 2015.
I didn't know he was in The Godfather.
I don't think I
Godfather
watched
2.
Boardwalk Empire. Did you
No,
watch
I
that?
never wa- I
Eric
tried
and
it.
I
didn't
started
get into
watching it because it was all about Atlantic City.
Yeah, I
it was
started
like
too.
right up our alley.
Couldn't
we
watch
started,
it, right?
We got so far in.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
we
couldn't.
watched the first season, started the second, and we were like, eh.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it too.
Yeah, and I love Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
couldn't
but-
get into it either.
No,
Okay,
I don't know
all right,
why.
We agree on that.
Yeah.
So he also pursued a career in music. He released 2 albums.
Who's this? Stephen Van Zandt?
No.
Big Pussy?
June?
Oh,
No.
Junior?
Uncle Junior?
Uncle
Well,
Jim.
Dominic.
he does sing
Yeah.
in the episodes. He
Yeah,
sings in
yeah,
Italian.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And he also did a memoir, 12 Angels, The Woman Who Taught Me How to Act, Live, and Love, published in 2018.
Okay.
And then, we
Oh,
have-
God.
Yeah.
Fucking Janice. I could not stand her.
Mhm.
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
Great actress, though.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a great actress.
Definitely a great actress. Yeah, so that was
Wait, well,
my-
where's Janice? Where's Janice now? What's she's up? What is she
There
up
was
to?
nothing, I really didn't see anything
She
on
looked
her.
great in that picture on the
Yeah,
right.
and I recall seeing her in something not too long ago, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
We'll have to look
So
it
there's
up.
not much out there about her.
No.
Yeah, we'll have to look it
So
up.
there are 12 things from The Sopranos that show how much America has changed since 1999. Toll booth tickets.
Mm.
In the first episode, Tony's going to the toll booth. He gets a ticket.
Yeah, that's true.
The Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, when you hear that song at the beginning, Woke Up This Morning,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and at the end there's that scratching noise.
Yeah.
So that the noise at the end of the title sequence song is the sound of a needle scratching a record. That's something that doesn't happen anymore. That
Oh, right, because
scratch,
nobody's
right,
listening to
scratch.
records, right?
Yeah. Now there's live therapy instead of in person.
Yeah.
Newspapers, print papers. Everybody used to get a newspaper. They don't
Mhm.
much anymore. CD
I think
players.
my mom still does.
Does she?
I think my mom still gets a newspaper.
Oh, that's so funny.
CD players, laser discs. There's a scene when one of the first few episodes where Meadows' computer chirps.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got mail?
Got
Yeah.
There's
No more
also-
AOL. Actually, AOL is still here.
It is.
It amazes me. People who there are people that still have AOL accounts.
Oh,
Well, when I talk to clients at
Mhm.
work and they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I'm probably the last person on earth to have an AOL account," I'm like, "Don't I still have a Hotmail account." Eric made me a Hotmail account when we first started dating. Kellitos. Oh, I'm not gonna go. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I
I'm not
still
gonna
have.
email you
No
right.
one's emailing us.
Nobody's emailing me, but Calito74 at Hotmail. I still have it. And when my kids went to school and I was like getting emails from teachers, Eric was like, "Aren't you going to change that?" I'm like, "No."
But you know what? The thing with AOL is you used to have to pay for it.
Yes.
You used to have to
yes.
pay for it. Remember, you'd get that like disc,
Mhm.
and you'd have to put it in your computer to get it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
is crazy.
So, a satellite phone in the early episodes.
Oh
Meadow
yeah.
has a satellite phone.
Yes.
Public phones,
Payphones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
payphones.
We
I've
talked
also
about
seen
that.
them,
Those
yeah.
are kind of.
landlines.
Well,
I still have one.
I do too.
I
I don't answer it.
I don't either.
I still have one.
I once in a while check. There's like, you have 25 voicemails.
Yeah.
And it's all from the school.
Yeah.
Or the automated.
Yeah.
And Saturns. In an early episode, Anthony Jr.'s science teacher has his Saturn stolen. This, for 1999 audiences, was a class signifier. The Saturn is the kind of inexpensive car that an honest chump on a school teacher's salary would drive.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that
That's funny.
are no longer around.
Well, the show was definitely iconic.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a shame he passed.
It is.
But I do remember just recently, my mother has 2 signed pictures of him, by the way, because his uncle was a customer of hers at the pharmacy at Costco. And he got her 2 signed pictures. But I do remember just hearing recently that he, sometimes wouldn't, he would leave set and go, to Atlantic City to gamble and then, not show back up when he was supposed to. However, so I guess sometimes they were waiting for him. However, they also said that he was the most generous person on that set. Like, I think he paid off something for, for the crew or, whatever it was. He was very, very generous.
Yeah, I've heard that about him, that he was very generous.
Yeah. He was married, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So next we're going to talk about the feud, Capote versus the Swans.
Yes, and I'm losing my mind. I'm having technical difficulties
It's okay, Lori. It's all right.
because it's not letting me open my
Your notes?
what's in the drive. Yeah, what is going on? Oh my God.
Well,
It's all right.
I'm only like 4 episodes into this Capote versus the Swans.
I had really
I like
really
it.
good
I
notes.
feel like the episodes are very long, though.
They are very long. I'm with you. I'm also 4 episodes into it. I love the fashion.
Yep. Absolutely.
I love the whole era that we get
Yep.
to see. I cannot stand Truman Capote.
No, me neither.
I think he's the most annoying
that
person
voice.
on the planet. That voice, his mannerisms, the way he treats people.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what rubs me the most, is the way that he treats people.
Yes.
But Lori said a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't agree more, and then I saw it online after Lori said it, that it's kind of like Andy Cohen and the Housewives.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Lori, look it up on the drive on the iPad in front of you. Close out your
I can do
presentation. Yes, you can do that. I love Lori and her
I know.
technology.
Listen, that's why I'm not in charge of anything, because I suck.
Okay, I'll try and work it out.
There you go. You're in the.
Look at that.
There you go. Go to your notes.
Okay. I'll keep looking. Okay, so
Oh,
So-
my stuff goes in there. Look at that, the PSAT testing.
I know. So sometimes, so one of the things we were talking about, that these are real people. These
see why does it keep
it'll show
reading?
up. Just give it a minute. These are real people that they're portraying. Like there
Yes.
really was a Truman Capote. There really was a
Babe
Babe.
Paley. Yeah.
There really
Her
was.
husband, what a douchebag.
Yeah.
Because I just got to the
Hit it again. It'll be all right, Lori. Hit the Google Drive.
I just got to the scene. Well, I don't know if you got here yet. I guess it doesn't really matter. But he's sleeping with Slim.
Yeah.
I mean, it's her best friend, for crying out loud. There aren't enough women in New York City. That's Lori scratching her head.
It's okay.
It's me wanting to pull my hair out because I'm really pissed that
And I also thought it was interesting that so Carol Radswell's mother-in-law
Yes, was one of the Swans.
was one of the Swans.
Who is Jacqueline Kennedy's sister.
Yes. So that's, that's
Mhm.
real life. Like
Yep.
that, this is what was going on.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I definitely see the correlation between that and Andy.
Oh my God.
Because-
these housewives, look at all of the housewives. Listen, whether you like Brandy Glanville or not, look at all of the housewives coming out and saying, Andy never did that. Andy never, never did that with me.
yes.
Never did. I mean, damn well some kind of memo went out and said,
You think a memo? Oh, probably. Yeah,
Oh,
you're probably right. A memo probably
yeah.
went out. But even if it didn't go out, these women want to keep their jobs, and they're going to do whatever they need to do to protect their daddy.
and do
Yeah.
you know what I find interesting? I'm sure you've read this, where he's come out and told Leah McSweeney, like,
Yes,
you
she
better
wants
back off.
He wants an apology.
Isn't it?
He wants a
isn't
retraction.
It interesting? He didn't do that to Brandy. To me,
Well,
that,
he admitted it to Brandy. How could he do that to Brandy? He admitted it and apologized.
yeah.
But I did read somewhere that, oh no, I didn't read it. You know what I saw it on Kelly Dodd and Rick
Leventhal.
Leventhal on their podcast. They were talking about it. And Rick is convinced, and I don't think he's wrong, that they are working on an exit strategy for Andy.
100%. We just
Which-
said that.
Right, we said
We
that.
said it.
We
Yeah.
said that. And one of the people that they think is going to take his place is Kate Chastain on Watch What Happens Live. I mean, that may have been the exit strategy until Brandy came out with that thing.
Maybe Brandy knew what the exit strategy was.
Maybe she did.
I don't think Kate would. I don't think enough people like Kate quite honestly. Kate was a complete bitch on that show. Whether you thought she was good for TV or not, she was a bitch. And then she tried to do that other thing with Giselle and Portia, and she left that too.
Oh, that's right. What was that show called?
I forget because I didn't watch it because I can't stand.
That was
any
during the
one of them.
pandemic.
It was like 4 people I couldn't stand. Kate, well, it's not that I can't stand, but I actually like Portia. But it was Kate, Portia, Giselle, and Hannah Berner. And I like Hannah now, but at the time, Hannah had just left Summer House.
Right.
And I don't think her exit from Summer House did her any favors.
No, but
So-
in the big scheme of things, it did her favors because
100%.
she's thriving.
She had a bad look in that last season she was on.
She did.
Just the way she was coming at Amanda and Kyle.
No, she definitely did.
But now, I like her now. But I never watched it. But Kate was the first one to leave that show. And I don't know if I have a feeling that maybe Bravo told her they were going to give her her own thing and then put her on with those 4. And from what I understand, Giselle kind of tried to act like it was hers.
But then just recently, she had something with Captain Lee.
yes, she
and
did.
Kate and Captain Lee were there, kind of
but
recapping,
they were kind of doing the same thing like that they've done.
like the People's Couch kind of thing.
Yeah. And a lot of the below deck former cast members were doing that.
Yeah.
Because Chef Ben was on. Listen, Kate's kid looks just like Chef Ben.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yes.
It's
I mean,
weird.
if he was the donor, just say it. It doesn't mean you got to be together. I think people would actually love that.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, but for whatever reason, I mean, listen, I get it. It's it's your kid. It's your
It's your privacy.
It's your
That's true.
privacy because I'm
That's
sure
true.
Lala is not going to tell us because it's not our business.
Right.
She doesn't need to tell us.
No, I don't think Kate would be a good person to take over Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, I don't think so either, but I don't know who would be.
I don't know either. We'd have to really think about this.
Yeah.
I think we should think about it. And I
mean,
think
maybe
should
we
give our
could do it.
suggestions.
I mean, seriously.
I think you're right.
Maybe not Lori. I'm sorry, Lori.
Laura, you could be the bartender, but
Oh,
be
definitely.
behind.
A screen.
Yeah.
I like it.
And my friend Tracy today, who told me that she listens to the pod, said, "Who is the girl who's never on TV? Who's never on TV? Who's never on the camera?"
That would be me. Okay, so it's official. I'm pissed off.
We have no notes on the
We have no
Swans.
notes.
That's all right. I mean, we kind of
I
touched
did
base on
great
it.
notes.
Yeah.
I will say, and we'll put pictures up on social media. The casting that they did
Oh, so
was
on.
amazing.
Especially Demi Moore.
Was 100% spot on amazing.
Yeah,
So we'll put
I agree. And think about the age difference with these women. From Demi Moore down to who's CZ, the girl who plays CZ. Like that girl, Chloe Savini. That girl's young.
yeah, and even Molly Ringwald is in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Demi
Callista
Moore.
Flockhart.
Yeah, Callista Flockhart.
Great
I mean, they did-
casting.
When you see the side by side of the real person
Yes.
and who they
Yes,
cast,
yes.
they did an amazing job, and
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
really.
that's it.
And it's funny because we the Oscars were on last night. Yeah, last night.
Yeah.
And Bill and I watched them for a little bit, but it was so hard to watch them. And at one point they were talking about how important the makeup and the hair people were. Not that they gave awards out, because they didn't give awards out. I'm like, why did they give the awards?
I think they do give awards out. It's just not televised.
They don't televise it.
Right.
And Bill's like, what is that? The makeup and hair. I was like, you have no
please.
idea how
Yeah.
important
Oh my
that
God,
is.
yeah.
That
Look at fucking Charlize Theron in Monster for
Yes.
crying out loud.
Mhm.
To make that woman look like that.
Yeah.
You know, my nephew Anthony was at the Oscars last night.
He was?
Yeah, because he's doing his last semester at Emerson College is in LA.
I love
And whatever
that.
company he's working for, he went to the Oscars. So I tried to watch it for a little while. Tessa's like, "You're watching the Oscars?" I'm like, "I'm trying to see if I'll see Anthony." She's like,
I don't think so. Yeah, no, but I mean, like I said, I tried
But
to
how
watch it.
amazing.
No, that's amazing. And honestly, the costumers, that's the other amazing. Like you don't
Did a great job.
like
Yeah.
so,
Great job.
yeah,
Yeah.
really good job.
I could have supplied some clothing.
Absolutely.
And jewelry
You and
to
your
You could have
daughter.
supplied the entire set, to be quite
Yeah.
honest with you. I mean,
Yes.
the
Yes.
furniture,
Yeah.
the like
The
you
furs, yeah,
yes,
everything.
yes, you could have
Yeah.
supplied it.
Yeah, so when I was doing some research, definitely Truman Capote definitely had a mom issues, you know.
Well, that one scene where he thinks he's talking to her.
his mom.
Yeah.
Right at Molly
Yeah.
Ringwald's house,
Mhm.
Johnny Carson's wife's house.
Right.
whatever her name is,
Yes. Now, interestingly enough, Johnny Carson's wife, actually Truman Capote, I believe, died at her home.
I think I read that
She
too.
took care of him,
Yeah.
and she actually buried herself with his ashes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Naomi Watts plays Babe Paley. And it's amazing when you look at the photos of
Tom
the side by
Hollander
side.
played Truman Capote.
Yep. Side
And
by side,
Treat
the actors.
Williams played Bill Paley, and Treat Williams passed away this year. And I
Yeah.
just read today where they did not mention him last night. You know when they do the memorials?
Oh, I didn't even
Oh,
see
what's
that.
up
I
with
They
didn't.
that?
didn't mention him. They didn't mention Suzanne Summers.
Really?
Yes, those
come
were two
on.
people that stood out to me that they didn't mention.
Oh, that's horrible.
I
I didn't
agree.
even see that part because I couldn't.
I didn't either. I just read it today. That
Yeah.
and there were like two other people.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So look at Demi Moore as Anne Woodward.
very
Just-
spot on. Yeah.
They're all so spot on.
Diane Lane as Slim.
Key.
Mhm.
Yep,
She was a piece of work, man.
she sure was.
She had what, like 5 husbands?
Oh yeah, she was very busy.
Yeah.
She was
very
living the good
busy.
life.
She was living the good life, man. Definitely was.
Oh, that's right. Callista Flockhart played Lee
Lee
Radswell.
Radswell. Yeah.
There were 2 Housewives references with this show, and that was one of them. And there's another one with Slim Keith. Something with Slim Keith trickles down to a housewife.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I forget. I'll have to. Wow, they really made her look like Lee Radswell.
Yeah.
And Lee Radswell really looks like Jacqueline Kennedy. Well, they're sisters, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they really. And then Molly Ringwald was Joanne
Joanne
Carson.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is this. I have a picture here of this is the last picture taken of Truman Capote before he.
what
died.
did he die from? Just alcoholism?
I'm
and-
sure it was
yeah.
alcoholism. I mean,
That
Yeah.
poor man who, I guess it was a former lover of his.
yeah, that was the yeah.
He really tried to help him.
Yeah, and yeah.
I mean, you know.
So
we
there
all
was
know.
I had it in the nose. But there were, it's gonna bug the shit out of me now. But I had they were walking in the park, the two of them. There was a scene, and Truman Capote says, "You know, a lot of gay men have these, these certain kind of friendships with these women, when they're married with their little affairs, and they treat us like Pomeranians. We're like Pomeranians to them." They like something, like warm and fluffy when they want something to cuddle next to. But if we bark or show our teeth, it's off to the pound we go. There's a lot of animal references in this movie. Very interesting.
That is
A
interesting.
lot of animal references. So,
And I'm sure he's right. Like, they
Yeah.
probably did, gay men, it wasn't very open at that point to be a gay man.
I mean,
It's
it
Mets and
was.
Mets.
Yeah, I would say it was pretty open. I mean, it doesn't
But
mean
not
it was
like it is
accepted.
today.
Right.
It was open,
Open.
but maybe not so much accepted,
Right.
right?
Right.
So they did, Town and Country did a spread. It was called Vendetta Chic. And it's captioned Inside Capote's Battle Royale. So they have on the cover of Town and Country 3 of the women from Capote and the Swans. And I love they did a whole black and white theme when they did the
Was that the premiere party?
premiere of
Did you know
premiere.
it was a book? I didn't know it was a book.
No.
It was a book. Yeah, I did not know that. A friend of mine, when I had mentioned that we were going to be talking about it, she's like, "Oh my God, I love the book."
Oh, I'm going to have to read the book. I think I would enjoy the book better. I shouldn't say that. I am enjoying the show. I just feel like it takes me very long to get through one.
To get through
Like
it.
at the end of one episode, I'm like, did I just watch 1 or 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that I thought was very poignant when he was in the cab with that first boyfriend of
John?
his. John, yes. And he was saying, he was asking Truman, why do you call them swans? And he said, because they have beautiful plumage and they glide upon the pond of society and they look so beautiful. But due to their weight of their plumage, they have to paddle twice as hard as a regular duck to stay upon this, on the surface, to
Huh.
float on the surface, and how that some swans actually have drowned under the weight of their external plumage. So it was just I just thought there were touches in it where you could really tell that Capote's writing really was something extraordinary. If he wasn't such a schmo, you know.
Well, he had a problem.
But he definitely had a problem.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes me think of Andy Cohen and the shades of.
For sure.
You know.
Absolutely.
Definitely the shades.
A lot of similarities there.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. I will get the book though, so we can read it.
Who's
I will
we?
get the book.
You mean you can read it?
Yeah, you can.
Because you know Lori.
Lori will read it, right?
I read.
Yeah, Lori reads.
Wendy's not.
I'm not
A
reading.
lot of smut she reads.
I read a lot of
I'm only
everything.
kidding.
I read a lot of
I'm only kidding. Historical smut.
historical smut.
I'm only kidding.
I don't have time to read. I have
I'll
to
get
listen
you
to
the book
things.
on tape.
Yeah, get Wendy.
I can listen to it, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. That's your gig. That's listen, when Eric and I first started dating, he read, so we always read. He read a lot. And he'd rather listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, especially because he commutes.
Yeah, like it's when
And you're in the car a lot.
Yeah, I'm in the car while I'm working, and I like to just
Yeah.
listen. I like to, I don't want to listen to music all the time. I certainly don't want to listen to the radio. I don't want to hear news. I don't want to hear, I just want to hear something that's going to be informative or entertaining
Right.
or,
I have to figure something out in my car. I cannot play a podcast. I can't listen to my Apple Music. I can't listen to my Pandora.
Yeah, you're having that problem.
I used to have to put the volume all the way up and then I could hear it a little bit. Now I can't hear it at all. I'll put the volume up to 60 and I can't hear anything.
All right, that's weird. I'm gonna come help you.
Yeah,
because I that would bother me. But
oh my god, all I can listen to is regular radio right now.
Oh
and
no,
it's driving me.
There's got to be a
batty.
setting issue. I'm gonna look at the settings and I'll help you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So Truman Capote with his swans, to me it correlates with Andy Cohen because it's almost like that exploitation factor.
Yeah.
And again, you think of Truman and the women and you would say to yourself, well, what did they expect? Same thing with women on these shows. Well, what do they expect? But I don't think it makes it right.
No, Andy has shaded Luann de Lesseps over and over and over and over again. When she was on the show originally, when she was off the show, when she started her cabaret, he shades her so badly. She still kisses his ass.
She does. And the difference, I would say the biggest difference between Truman and Andy is that Truman had no money per se, so he needed those swans to.
He needed them more than they needed him. Where it is reversed.
It's
with
opposite
Andy.
with
Yeah,
Andy.
You're right.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
It's opposite.
Yes.
Opposite of that.
Yeah. So I mean.
So I did just see one of the final episodes, and.
Of Capote.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he ends up not being able to go to her service, to her funeral service.
Babe Paley's.
Yeah.
Well,
So we do see her pass.
Well, we knew she was going to pass.
Her husband wasn't going to let him go.
No, not after what he wrote.
He was the butt of all. He was probably the one who was the most salacious.
Yes.
Other than saying Ann Woodward, purposefully killed her
husband, and then she wound up killing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both
terrible.
of her sons also committed suicide.
Come
Ann
on.
Woodward's?
I had good notes.
Awful.
Fucking gone.
Oh, that is
That's
horrible.
awful.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, but there was no way Paley's husband was going to let him go
No,
anywhere.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And there was another thing that Capote said when he was talking about Slim. He was saying something about how she came from some bumfuck rust bucket of California. Like
I remember that.
Some wording that he used, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
So
that
she didn't
looks
come
so
from
good.
much.
That
And then
was
she just
his
married
wording.
well.
Yeah.
But honestly, that was kind of the story of most of them, with the exception of Lee Radswell.
Yeah.
Most of them married.
Yeah.
Most of them didn't come. They didn't come with their money.
Right.
So,
Right.
And in one of the, towards the end, something I just read today was the Babe Paley. They had their place in New York, but then I think they had another house in maybe New Hampshire or something, because he was Jewish. So they couldn't go to like the Hamptons because he couldn't get into all those,
God.
you know, like country clubs and everything.
Can you imagine?
No,
Isn't that
like it's
crazy,
so
Tom?
crazy
Crazy town.
that that was even like a thing.
And the daughter, Babe Paley's daughter, didn't come until her mother was gasping her last breath.
What?
Yeah, because I don't think she was the greatest mom. You know,
She wasn't married to that girl's father anymore, right?
Oh,
Did
no.
she have children with Bill Paley?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's her father was.
I mean, I know she talks about the grandchildren with him.
But
Yeah, she does talk about the grandchildren.
Right.
The
For some
daughter-
reason, I thought that her children were from someone else, but I could be wrong.
She did have children with whatever her first marriage was, and I'm not sure if she had them with Bill.
Right.
I'm not sure. But I know that the daughter didn't come until the final hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Do we have any final quotes?
We do.
Who is that? Meryl Streep.
Meryl
Yeah.
Streep. Now, this is something that I live by. What makes you
sure.
different or weird, that's your strength.
Yeah.
How you doing, Meryl? Her and I would be friends.
Yeah.
Fast friends.
You know when I knew I really liked Meryl Streep? When she portrayed the character in The Devil Wears Prada,
Mm-hmm.
and then Vogue did like this big issue, but they didn't recognize anyone from The Devil Wears Prada. And she said, "Of course I'm not in Vogue. I'm way too fat to be in Vogue." Like she played it off like that, but meanwhile she wasn't in it because she was portraying Anna Wintour.
Right.
Because I read that book and I knew exactly who they were talking about. And that's a true story, The Devil Wears Prada. That is a true story.
Oh, I want to read that book.
Oh, it's
Never read
a good
'Cause that was a
book.
great movie.
It's a great movie, and the movie definitely Hollywooded it up, as Eric always says.
Mhm.
But the book is very good, and it was written by someone who was Anna Wintour's assistant.
Really?
Absolutely.
Mm.
So that is totally 100% based on a true story. The book's a little bit different, but it's very good.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Meryl.
watch out, Annie, because those swans can nip you in the ass.
I think it's Andy's time.
We're going to have to wait and see what
I
happens.
think it's Andy's time. I think the bad behavior needs to stop being rewarded. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Until next time, thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
Art.